we're on the brink of history tonight, Rich. If Phil Heath wins this, he ties with good buddy Lee Haney,
yes,
Ronnie Coleman.
8 Olympias. I know. I remember talking with Phil when he won his third Olympia, and he goes, "I'm going to do 10 Olympias."
I guess.
I guess that didn't happen right away.
Well, yeah, he'll have to stick around a few more years.
Yeah.
We got our usual suspects in this first call-out here.
Oh, there you go.
William Big Ramy, and of course the reigning defending champion Brandon Curry, and the return of 7-time.
Just send Hottie back.
Okay, well, they're going to narrow it down to 4.
Wow. So 4.
Yeah, Hottie was there, and they sent him
Brandon
back
Curry,
line.
William Bonnick, Big Ramy, and Phil Heath. Top 4.
Well, don't get too comfortable.
Yeah.
This is the first look. These guys get
That's
shuffled
true.
around, and it's judged over 2 days.
I got to tell you, I'm very impressed with Big Ramy.
Yeah, he's hard to miss.
He's just so much bigger.
Chunky in certain areas. Kind of has a longer waist. Thighs are.
That front double bicep, Brandon Curry is really just a pretty physique.
Pretty physique. Athletic.
Yes.
Brandon looks like an athlete, which I can appreciate.
Phil's shoulders, wow. I mean, they're as big as Ramy.
Yeah, Phil's calves didn't come down after 2 years. Those calves are still legit.
Yes.
This is one of Phil's better shots, the side chest.
Right there, that side chest with his hamstring. But he's next to Big Ramy there. He's no slouch. He's no slouch in that pose.
And Williams' side chest has gotten better as well.
Yeah.
Look at the cuts in Ramy's legs. Yeah. He's the best condition I've ever seen him.
Yeah, I think this is better. I mean, I first saw him in the New York Pro when he won that show. He looked phenomenal, and he got a second place against Phil Heath. I don't know how many years you know when that was, but
yeah,
help us out, Rayman.
Right.
And he looked phenomenal there. But here, I think he looks as good or better.
Yeah. And as big.
And he's very impressive. I mean, look at him next to William Bonnick.
Well, it's interesting that Phil and Brandon are the bookends.
Yes.
And we cannot miss the size of Big Ramy.
Yes.
But William Bonnick is putting up a fight of his own. I'm just wondering if he's too small to get noticed.
He does look a little bit smaller than these guys. I'm not going to say he's small, but... Yes.
Your favorite most muscular?
I keep going back over to Brandon. I mean, I'm just a fan of the pretty shapier physique, whereas Ramy doesn't look like a big muscular
I don't
guy.
know. I mean, he's in really great shape, Ramy, here, and I could say he could take this show.
I mean,
his abs look great. He doesn't have any distended belly. He's got a great back, great legs. And it's funny how now they're putting them together. They kind of kept Phil.
Phil's relaxing a lot.
freak.
chunks of muscle.
Yeah, this guy's got symmetry and shape, but massive size.
Yeah, Phil is still battling with the stomach issue and the shallow chest, but he is still a legitimate threat because, again, he's Mr. Saturday Night.
That shot right there is Phil's.
Yes. Phil's in this hunt. Yeah, well, let's see what the judges do here. It'll be interesting because we got a good look at our top 4. Let's see who they bring out now.
Ramy, Phil.
This is it.
Ramy, Phil,
Akeem, and Brandon.
Yeah,
Brandon.
We got a lot of guys. Hottie's in this call out, by the way.
Yes. And they brought in Akeem.
Yeah, so now that they've got a good look at everybody, this is where they're jockeying for legitimate top 6.
Yeah, top 6.
This is the top 6. I would
So there you go.
And unfortunately, Dexter is not in this
Not
call
in
out.
this call out, yes.
But he will put on a show tomorrow. Trust me.
Yeah.
He knows this is his last show. He's going to go out smoking. They move the champ
Brandon and Akeem switch.
into the center, and of course, they're going to put Brandon Curry right next to him.
Look at that, Akeem. I think Akeem's gonna get top 6.
Yeah, he's rightfully. Look at the smile he has.
Yeah.
He knows. He's earned the right to be there.
Very, very impressive. I mean, he's the future of bodybuilding.
Because outside of these 6 guys, who is going to be challenging the 6th place position? I would go towards a Hunter Labrada.
Yeah, Hunter.
Front lat spread.
Justin was the other guy.
Justin is the one you like, Justin.
Yeah,
He's
Justin.
battling out.
And Chu.
Outside the top 6, it'll be interesting what they do with the remaining. But this looks like a legit top 6
This
lineup.
is the top 6.
Side chest.
Yeah, and you're leaning towards Big Ramy, huh? I mean, he's.
I mean, I'm a big Brandon fan because he's like, family man, very humble. But then you can't take away what Phil Heath did in bodybuilding. You made an analogy of the Muhammad Ali against the Joe Frazier in bodybuilding.
Look at Hottie. He's gonna get his shot.
There he goes.
Hottie, who does not speak English, is up there talking smack. You gotta love it. Ramy's looking at him like, what the hell? What are you talking about?
Wow.
All right.
When you're looking at these guys, I mean, from what I'm looking at, I go Ramy all the way. But you know what it is? You got to look at the detail of Phil Heath.
Yeah.
The width of Brandon Curry.
Shoulder to shoulder, elbow to elbow, I should say.
And
thickness.
Akeem is thick as hell.
Thickness of Akeem, yeah.
Wow.
Also different.
Very different. All these physiques, these 6 physiques, are all different.
Yeah. There's nothing
So,
close.
at this point, when you're this close, guys, do you start picking them apart like you are, going, all right, in a back pose, he's got the hams, but he doesn't have the lats.
Definitely.
Yeah.
You definitely have to pick these guys apart. I mean, they're all great physiques. But when you look at them and you can, I'm picking apart Brandon Curry, saying his hamstrings are weak, but are they really weak?
Weak by comparison to
to a Phil Heath.
But I'm still the guy that's going to go all the way till it's over. Listen, for me, posing counts for something.
Yes.
And this is only the beginning. Again, we have a full 24 hours before tomorrow, and these guys have to entertain us with a posing routine. And if it looks like crap and they go up there and they just call it in, they're not going to score any extra points with me.
Hottie didn't phone it in last year.
No, he did. He put in the work. And so did Brandon, which is why I think he's made a worthy champion.
I'm really glad they put Hottie back
I
up
look
there.
at top 3, Phil, Brandon, and Ramy.
All right, then you're on record
Yeah.
as your top 3.
I'd take that bet.
And I'm not even going to bet. I'm going to agree. Not because you're the Dragon Slayer, but because clearly it seems that that's where the fight's at.
Yeah, that's
the other guys are struggling to get those.
That's the top 3.
And here comes the Persian Wolf getting on the other side of the 7-time champion.
So what do you think for 4th? Is it William Bonac, Chopin?
I personally got to see the Persian Wolf and William Bonac battle it out with each other. I want to see that matchup.
But I'm very impressed with Akeem.
Akeem is definitely
very impressive. I mean, look at his legs. Look at his waist.
This front double bicep, I go with Brandon Curry. He has a prettier front double bicep. He'll still have a massive midsection. And the front
lat spread, I give it to Ramy.
Big Ramy's just so wide, right?
Look at that.
But Hadi Chupin's front lat spread is nice too. Look at the quads.
Relax.
Look at the width.
Brandon
You know,
and Phil
Hadi,
switch.
great physique, but he's structurally not as good as, you know, a Brandon Curry or a Phil Heath or a Ramy, just structurally.
Right. I'm not a fan of Phil with the hands on the hips. That's where he loses it because he relaxes the quads, he relaxes the midsections. You see the obliques are a little bit thicker along the side. He cannot relax in a contest this big. So, Lee Labrada was a master at never relaxing.
I'm still blown away by the definition on Big Ramy this year. The conditioning, the quads, the separation.
Yes.
In years past, Rich, they've always had a chance to look up at the screen and see themselves hitting the back shot.
Yeah, hit the
they
back
don't have
shot.
that luxury anymore.
No.
You know, typically in the gym, you don't have that luxury. You just hit it.
You just hit it.
And they're having to rely on their...
We did have posing rooms, like where I posed.
Yeah, Gold's Gym had that mirror. We can see our backs.
Yeah.
But the LED screens they have here for this year's Olympia is second to none. They're crystal clear.
I have to say, the stage is beautiful.
Yeah, it's one of the
Sure.
best sets I've seen. They outdid themselves.
Now, the LED screen, they can't see themselves doing the back pose, but the fans from the audience and from the pay-per-view could look up and see them with them posing behind. Those shots have been beautiful today.
Yeah,
Wow.
great camera work. All right, Phil is being moved back into the center. Let's see what happens because the more Steve works Phil, the more he gets relaxed, right? Phil
yes.
cannot relax as we get into deep water. The fourth quarter of this game, he's got to stay hungry and stay tight. This is where the water will start to beat up on their shoulders, come down the middle of their chest, trickle down their back. Now we're going to find out who's in shape because the guy that's sweating the less is the one holding the less water.
Now they're comparing
Doubles and thighs.
Phil to Ramy. Or they're putting Ramy in the middle, kind of.
Well, I think they've done a good job of letting every guy stand in that spot,
Yeah.
with the exception of William Bonek, who's not earned the right to be there yet.
Yeah.
Along with Akeem, he hasn't had the center spot either.
No.
So it seems
I
like
think
they might
being
have them set.
I think being a newcomer, that he'll get that 6.
Gentlemen, your favorite, most muscular?
I mean, he's impressive.
Yeah. Yeah, I honestly believe, guys, this is going to be decided tomorrow night.
Yes.
I mean, we can have our favorites, but this is going to be a fight that's decided tomorrow night.
I got to see Hadi with
On the
Williams.
line,
They're not
your
really
favorite,
comparing
most
them
muscular.
together.
Hadi and William have been kept separate.
Yes. And that's the 4th and 5th for me.
Yeah, you're right. I'm with that. I'd like to see that comparison. It hasn't happened yet.
Thank you, gentlemen. Back in
That's
line,
it,
please.
right there, guys.
I think that's going to be a wrap, but guess what? We have no more answers to our questions
Nope.
than we did before we got here. This was going to be a predictable top 6 with the exception of Dexter the Blade.
Ramy, Phil, and Brandon.
Are you ready for this?
Doing it again.
Are you ready
Doing
for
it again.
this?
Wow.
I love it. Make them work, man. This is what we came
So
here
we have
for.
Ramy, Phil, and Brandon.
Yeah, they have a
That's
chance.
tough.
No,
well,
they got Hadi out there.
Oh, Hadi.
Hadi.
they
So
have
William
Hadi.
Bonek is the one that got
There's your
Chops.
There you
decision.
go.
Yeah.
You said he was the
Yeah,
outsider.
I said he was the outsider. Just
There you go, top 4.
this is where the rubber. I like to say that where the rubber meets the road because you know when the rubber hits the road, this is it, man.
One double bicep.
It's a sprint to the finish. See who can stay the most composed and fight through this because it's tough right now, Rich.
Yes.
Dehydrated. These guys are on
I
low
remember.
carbs.
It was a long time ago, but I remember those days.
Yeah, you start to see those little white dots. The air seems to just disappear. You can't breathe.
Yeah.
I like Hadi's conditioning.
Yeah, he's actually gotten harder. If you take a good look,
Hadi is dense.
he's dense.
He's dense and hard.
Side chest.
Phil
I
almost
just think
looks like he don't hit
structurally
that.
compared to the other 3, he doesn't compare.
Genetically.
Genetically, yeah. And he can't, that's just his body.
Phil looked like he fell out of that
This is
front
the
last
last
spread.
round,
He's
guys.
not hitting the pose as hard as he normally does. It's like he's moving into it, but he's not.
Back double
That's
bicep.
what we want. Keep a close eye on Phil. He has to earn this championship. They're not going to give it to him. And we are
I
soon
can see
approaching the
that.
midnight hour, bro.
I can see they're not giving it to him.
You got to work for this.
All right, back to back. What do we?
I give this to
Back
Phil.
lat spread.
And then maybe Brandon. flat spread Ramy all day. Look at that.
Ramy's wide and thick. And again, he's coming off the first runner-up at the Arnold Classic earlier in the year, held in March.
But he's got width and thickness in that pose.
And he's beaten Brandon before in the past.
He's beaten Brandon.
Never beaten Phil. Hadi Chupin is up there battling it out. We know he's probably had the toughest road to get here. Again, not a big fan of that pose on Phil. But Big Ramy and Brandon is very good.
It looks like Hadi's getting better as he keeps
Yeah,
posing.
he's the one that's getting hard out of all of them.
He's much harder than he was from the beginning of prejudging.
Gentlemen, for the last time this evening, your
Brandon
favorite
has a
most
good
muscular.
abdominal shot.
Yes.
They all got great most muscular poses. Phil's got to hold that stomach.
Stay in line,
There you
Hadi.
go.
It's
Look
hard.
on Phil's eyes. Phil is very intense right now.
Yes.
He knows what's at stake. History.
He wants this show bad.
But the Egyptian and the